Hello, friends. It's your girl, Venice Antoinette.
And Amber Monique.
Here with another episode of Sip
and
and Spill. And today we have something special for you.
Yes, comes from our new segment, 2 Cent Tuesdays. And it's on our Instagram every Tuesday now. You can, check out our page. Send us questions you may be having about your relationship. But today we got a special question. It was really long and detailed. And we just had a lot of thoughts about it. So we're going to share it with you guys. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right. So like Amber said, this was kind of an unexpected letter because typically people just respond to the Insta story. Mm-hmm. But this one was a private DM and it was way too long to go on the Insta story. So it's an anonymous letter. So we're going to call this girl Jamisha. Mm-hmm. So Jamisha says, "This honestly is more of a friend relationship problem. She just got dissed by her dude and I have been her shoulder to cry on. I told her when he lied to her weeks ago to her face she needed to leave him alone and she did not. Now, this past weekend, he stood her up and ignored her completely. She is over here crying and beating herself up and depressed. He showed all the signs of a blank boy. And I tried to tell her, am I wrong for being annoyed that she is being weak and begging him back and asking him why he's ignoring her? She's also blaming herself for going through his phone and making it hard for him." She puts in quotes with a stale face. "I have nothing else to say to her and I honestly don't want to talk to her until she figures this out on her own. I know as one of her best friends, I'm supposed to be there through thick and thin, but if she's making herself look stupid and she knows it and is continuing to put herself through this, what should I do? Mind you, he lied about something serious that hurt her. He wasn't physically cheating, but he was talking to other girls like he was single, and she blamed herself. She found out and still stayed, and now he legit ignored her all weekend, and she's begging him to talk to her."
Ooh.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. And we can tell you're really, into this. You care about it.
This is a lot.
As you should. It's your friend. But you go ahead. What are your thoughts?
My first concern is, why are you this invested in your friend's relationship? Like, I understand being concerned because we've all been there. We've all had situations where our best friend is getting hurt by this guy. We hate hearing about it, but we deal with it because that's our best friend. Mm-hmm. We keep telling her to stop. We've been that person before. I know I've been that person plenty of times with my ex from college where my friends probably wanted to shoot me in the head, but I couldn't imagine my reaction if they just said, "I'm going to stop talking to you until you figure out that you're being stupid."
Because like you said, we've all been there.
Yeah.
And you just have to, it doesn't matter. Like, you just have to get to that place where it's enough for you. And that can be painful for the people that care about you to watch you get drugged to that point. But that's just the way it is. We can all relate to it. Like, everybody can see it. And you'll always be the last one most of the time. But love is blind. So you have to have a little bit of understanding with that.
Right. Because it sounds like if you're this upset to the point where you're saying you don't want to talk to her until she figures it out, then I'm guessing there must be some type of involvement with you in this situation. I'm not saying you were one of the girls he was trying to talk to, but it just seems like, because I just don't understand why someone gets that upset to the point where they don't want to talk to their friend behind that. Like, I've heard people say this before, but it just doesn't make sense to me.
I could only understand if maybe that's all she wants to talk about.
Yeah, that's true.
And you keep giving her an answer and she's like kind of not listening to you. I could understand how that would get annoying. But maybe just tell her, like, you know what, I've told you what I thought and, I'm here for you, but let's talk about something else. You need to raise your spirits. It doesn't really do you any good to keep just dwelling in this because I have the same opinion.
Yeah, that's true. If she doesn't want, like you said, if she's not willing to talk about anything else but this, and that can get frustrating. Her not listening to you, I'm not necessarily going to say is understandable because I feel like most people don't listen to their friends when it comes to the guys they date. So that's not an excuse to me. But like, if that's all she talks about, then that makes sense. But to the situation, the other thing I'm confused about is, so I understand that he hurt her based off of things he did, but he didn't cheat on her. He was just talking or entertaining other girls, but he never actually did anything with them.
Sounds like she's in denial to me. Because what makes her think he didn't go all the way? Because he said he didn't? But
I don't know. I mean, this is the friend speaking. So this is Jamisha telling us that he never did anything with these girls. So,
go ahead. What was your point?
Okay. Okay. This is where I'm confused at. So basically what you're saying is your friend was in a relationship with this guy. He lied to her. What I'm confused of is what he lied about, because he didn't physically cheat on her. So I'm guessing he lied about talking to other girls. It hurt her, and now he's ignoring her. Was your friend truly in a relationship?
That's a very good question.
Or did she just think that she was in? Because, I mean, I've had friends who will claim a relationship with a guy, but the guy doesn't know they're in a relationship. I'm not trying to say she's delusional. I just think sometimes as women, we get our feelings all caught up, and you start visioning somebody as your boyfriend, but you two may have never come to that agreement. Because it sounds like you have every right to feel the way you feel about this guy based off of what you told us.
Right.
But it's just, was she really in a relationship is my question.
So that could be a good thing to gently point out to her. Like, you know, maybe ask her, when did they establish and are they committed? To maybe like bring that to her mind. Like, are we truly even in a relationship? Because that's a really good point. A lot of times people have all these expectations of guys that never truly committed themselves to them. So
yeah, I've been there. I've absolutely been there. So I get it. I definitely get it.
Yeah.
But you know, maybe you can be, I know you said, you know, you've been saying everything you can to her about how he's this and how he's that. Maybe try taking a different direction with it, where you kind of tell her, like, you know, maybe you were in this, like, maybe you guys weren't openly communicating what this was between the two of you, type of thing. Because that's where it all comes in at, is miscommunication. So I'm sure he probably was playing along with her and leading her along the way, but unless the words were actually said or they actually had that conversation, that's probably going to be his argument.
Yeah, because for somebody to have just hurt someone and then go missing, usually, like, the guy would be trying to get back, you know, right in the situation. Like, if he went missing, it kind of, like, says how much he is invested into their relationship. So.
And then when you said something, what did she say? She said, I'm not reading this whole thing again. She said something along the lines of, like, she understands or whatever, but her friend's been, like, beating herself up and on this for weeks.
Yeah.
How many weeks is too many weeks for you? Because I feel like when you kind of lose a relationship with somebody, I don't know how long they were together. I don't know how long they were dealing with each other. But I know for me, it's going to take me a while.
Yeah.
Like, weeks, you have to say months. Like, multiple of them. Like,
heartbreak,
weeks.
it takes a while.
Yeah, it takes a while. I'm still getting over my last ex. Like, it takes a while.
Like, I would, if it was a full year, I wouldn't fault her, honestly, depending on how deep their relationship was. So, just be there. But I understand how maybe if she's, like, healing is one thing, but when she keeps, I know it can be frustrating to see her keep hurting herself again if she keeps, you know, trying to reach out to the guy. I get it. But you just gonna have to let her get to the point where she's done, because only she can get there. It's never gonna be because you told her to be done.
That's true, because I didn't think about that too, because she did say that she keeps begging him to come back and keeps beating herself up about it. And in that sense, I can understand your frustration as her friend, because it's like you don't want her to kind of be down on herself or end up doing something stupid because she's in her feelings, type of thing.
Right.
But I do think that this is the most important time for you to be there for her, because she clearly, you know, is really upset about what happened and whatever that scenario was.
Yeah. So and try to remove yourself a little bit. Like, I know, you know, when you really care about your friends, But remember, this is her relationship, her experience. We all have experiences we have to go through. Let her, go through this part of her journey without so much frustration. It's going to make her a better person in the end. Just keep being...
Like, what would your reaction be if, like, when you and your ex broke up and you complained to me about him, I was like, don't talk to me until you get over this?
That would be hurtful, but I feel like I wouldn't keep complaining to you about him constantly and keep going back to
but I'm saying if you were, and I said, like, if you were complaining to me about him when y'all first broke up, and I was like, I don't want to hear about this no more, don't talk to me till you figure it out.
That's hurtful, because that's the time when you need somebody to talk to, and maybe she just wants to vent. Like, I mean, I know there's only so much venting a person can take sometimes, but maybe she just wants to vent. That's never the answer. I would never do somebody like that.
Because to me, I mean, I understand, like you said, you wouldn't do that, and I know I wouldn't do that, but regardless, I have friends that do that, and I could never imagine myself saying that. But I get it. It's definitely been times where, like, I get frustrated with my friend, because I get where she's coming from. Jamisha, I just want Jamisha to understand you kind of have to separate yourself from your friend, because as much as people, like venting to their friends and their friends' advice is meaningful to them, the biggest lessons in life are experiences, and no one's going to stop doing something until they're ready to do it. And you can't be that controlling as a friend to say, like, well, since you don't listen to me about this, I'm not talking to you anymore.
Right.
Or like type of thing. Like, it's like when she's ready to move on from it, she will. When she comes to the realization that he does not want her, he does not deserve her, he did whatever he did to hurt her, and that she deserves better, she will. But you, like, being frustrated with her isn't going to help the situation at all. She'll come to terms with that when she comes to terms. And it might take years. I mean, all of us mature differently.
That's
like,
true.
like, it might take... She might go through the same thing with the next dude and the next dude and the next dude. And then my guy number 5, she's finally like, wow, I deserve better in life.
It could be that. And if you're a friend, you just have to be there.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's basically what I was saying. Like, I'm not judging you for saying, what you said. It's more of like, I just want you to realize that if that's really your best friend, you just have to understand that she reacts to things differently than you. You were 2 different people. Maybe you're not the type to be hung over a guy as long as she is, especially when he's no good for you. But for her, she probably still really loves him. And she's not seeing what you see because she's still blindly in love with him. So,
yeah. And some advice to, like, help you deal with her as well. I've been in a situation where, like, I've had somebody close to me vent to me too negatively, like, too much. Like, they were in a bad place, so it was consuming them. But that can, bring
That's
you down as well. So instead of just, like, cutting that person off, what you can do is try to steer the conversation in a more positive situation. Like, maybe send her, like, positive thoughts or, like, memes that you think would cheer her up. Or, like, anytime she starts that, just think of a way to spin it positively, or try to change the subject into, like, a better topic that will keep her in a better mind frame.
That is true, because I've been in those scenarios too where I've had friends vent to me about, like, really seriously depressing things on a consistent basis, and it really starts to affect your own mood. And in that sense, I do think it's important to protect your own energy.
Right.
But I think it also is important to separate yourself from that. So, because I do think it's good to be there for your friend, you just have to learn to separate yourself from their scenario, so that way it doesn't impact you as much when they're hurting, type of thing. And like Amber said, I think that's a great way to go about it, is if you do feel like it's getting too much for you or for her, I think it is a good idea to kind of send, like, funny memes or jokes or, like, different things that go on just to keep the mood up. Things that will keep him out of mind. And honestly, find her a new man, Shoot. Sometimes they say to forget one, you gotta hop on another. So, go ahead, find her a new man. Like,
yeah. Or, like, one thing I really do, like, the person might be like, oh, or, in conversation, you may ask, oh, how was your day? And then it starts with negativity. And then you
Right.
can just say, oh, well, you know, my day, I tried to listen to a positive I listened to Joel Osteen this morning, and he talked about this, and it made me feel so good. Like, just change it. Don't let both of you stay down there. Right.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I personally haven't done this, but I guess it works for some people. I've had friends who like vented about negative things a lot to like their closest friends, and so one of her best friends ended up telling her like basically that it was upsetting her type of thing. Not necessarily like I want to talk to you, but kind of like just in a gentle way kind of told her it was upsetting her, and that their friendship should be more than just her only calling her when she's upset. That's or fair. In this scenario, kind of like if all she ever does is really talk about this scenario. And like you said, it's been weeks, because like the first month, okay, you know, but then after that, it's kind of like you can still vent about it, but at least still have some sort of something like
right.
Friendship.
That can't be your whole relationship.
Exactly. So in that sense, if it's been like a good month or two or something like that, I think it's good to kind of say something along the lines of, hey, you know, I know you're hurting or you're upset, but I do feel like it's unfair to, you know, me as your best friend that you only really talk to me about this. Like, and I feel like we're having a strain in our relationship behind this. Like, I'm still here for you. I'll always be your best friend. But, you know, just however you want to word it. Or if you want to make it a joke. I've saying it in joking ways before. Like, however you want to say it, you know, but to get it out there. And that'll also keep her checking herself, too.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing that worked with, like, when my friend, her best friend said that to her. She was checking herself. And then she went back and she ended up apologizing to me and other people. Like, you know, I didn't even realize I was doing this. I'm sorry, type of thing. And, you know, she would avoid talking about those topics. So
sometimes they don't know. They're so consumed. They don't even realize I shouldn't even be thinking about it this much.
Right. Like, right. And then I'm impacting you because of how I am. So, yeah. What else? I mean, besides the fact that he's clearly trash, I don't really know what else you want us to say. Like,
it sounds pretty clear. We agree from what you said. She should leave him alone.
Yeah.
But you're gonna let her
he lied to the girl. He now y'all know how I feel about being stood up.
Yes,
that's a wrap right there alone. That alone is enough for me. Like, yeah, girl. But she said, "Am I wrong for being annoyed that she is being weak and begging him back and asking him why he's ignoring her?" I don't think you're wrong for being annoyed. I think you're wrong if you act on your annoyance in a negative way.
Exactly.
Because I think that's annoying, period. Like, I would be annoyed by any of my friends doing that, but I wouldn't tell them I'm annoyed, or I wouldn't, like, get frustrated with them, like, to them directly. It's more of, like, how do you turn that into a positive?
Yeah, because they got to feel like they have somewhere to go. So, you know, you don't want to be like, oh, you dumb. Like, so, like, how could you be so stupid? Blah, blah, blah.
Because I'm sure you got your heart broke, too.
Yeah, we all have.
And I'm sure you vented to that same best friend. So I'm sure she can probably call you out, too. Like, all of us can do that with each other. It's just how it goes, you know? So
you could just say it in a positive way, like, you're better than this. You don't have to deal with that.
Yeah. And she probably is going to still do it. Like, but that's when you, like we said, you just have to learn how to remove yourself from the scenario. Because, like I said, you're not wrong for being annoyed. You're only wrong if you act on it negatively. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't really have much else to say about this scenario. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss nothing, because this was a letter we were not anticipating. Like this.
But it was a good question. I feel like a lot of people deal with it.
Yeah, let's see. I am curious, though, because he didn't cheat. He didn't physically cheat on her. But I guess he was like, I'm assuming he probably was like hitting up girls' DMs and stuff.
As far as we know, to me, it sounds like if she's kind of in denial about what they are, she would, like, he could have said, yeah, I was at her house, but we didn't do anything. Or, like, things like that. I don't know. I don't know the details of it, but that doesn't really matter to me. If she's disappointed.
She said, I'm supposed to be there through thick and thin. If she's making herself look stupid and she knows it and is continuing to put herself through it, what should I do? I guess we did hit that. I understand that frustration because, I mean, I'm sure my friends have felt that way with me, to be honest with you. It's been plenty, like, with my, oh my goodness, with my ex from college, it's been so many times I look back now and I'm just like, I was an idiot. Like, why did I keep going back? Why did I want him back? Like, he was trash. He didn't physically cheat on her. He cheated on me. Like, so it was like...
But a reason to be there is because I've been like afraid to vent because I didn't want to look stupid or be judged. But honestly, if I would have vented, things could have gone better, you know, because you get good advice. It makes you feel better and things like that. So don't make a person afraid to vent because it's healthy. And
that was also your personal choice too. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, look, I'm sure all of us have looked stupid with any guy we've dated. Yeah. So when you come to your friend, you just expect them to understand. Like, I get it. She knows that she looks stupid. Yeah, she knows, but she's in love. Like, she's not over him yet. And I guess maybe that's hard for you to grasp. I don't know if you've ever felt that intense for somebody before. Right. But I know for me, I looked retarded in college with my ex because he made me look like garbage. Like, and it was just, I mean, I'm sorry, he didn't make me look like garbage. He was garbage. I look stupid for going garbage. Back. Yeah. Like, and my friends, I mean, they probably got frustrated with me, but all of them went through the same thing with their boyfriends and stuff too. So it's kind of like, it is what it is.
We all gotta be here for each
so
other.
when you say, what should I do? I mean, you just have to be empathetic. Like, honestly, you just have to be empathetic and just remove yourself from that. But
that's it.
Yeah, I think we hit all the questions she had.
Me too.
If anybody else has anything to add, please let us know in the comments section down below. Thank you so much, Jamisha, for sharing your letter with us. Hopefully, we'll get some more soon.
Yeah,
send us some more letters. We like doing this where we get to, you know, read your letters, give advice. Oh, we never read our first letter ever.
Next episode.
We're going to do that next episode. Yes. Our first ever, like, letter from a fan was the scariest thing.
We couldn't even.
It took us like 2 days to respond.
We couldn't have even made that up. Like,
oh man, yeah, we're going to do that next episode. Oh my gosh! But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Make sure you're hitting us up on SoundCloud, iTunes. Give us 5-star ratings so we can get to the new and noteworthy on iTunes.
Yes.
Follow us on all social media platforms. And until next time, deuces.